everybody. We are going to take some notes. So I would recommend writing these down in addition to the ones that we did on Tuesday in class. So if you guys would, we're going to start with number 1. So we're still multiplying and we're still using those properties of exponents, but today we're going to have to do some distributing as well. So on that first term, we are actually going to distribute that 6n to the 4th power. We're going to distribute it to the 8n first. So we're going to take 6n to the 4th times 8n, and then we're going to take 6n to the 4th times negative 8. So then that gives us a 48n. 4 plus a 1 that we never write is a 5. And then a positive 6 times a negative 8 gives me a negative 48 n to the 4th. And then we do not add those together because a power of 5 and a power of 4 can't be added together. So this is our simplified answer. So we're just distributing. Now I do want you guys to know, if you want to go directly from this step to this step, I'm totally okay with that. And I'm actually going to do that on this second one. So the next example, we're going to take 5a times 5a, and that gives me, not 5, but 25. 2 a's multiplied together gives me an a squared. And then my second term, I'm going to take a 5a times 5, and that gives me a plus 25a. And just like the last one, even though they have the same variable, they don't have the same exponent. So we simply box in our answer. It is simplified, and we are done. So we are just distributing today. If you have multiple variables, we just do the exact same thing as what we were doing yesterday. So like on number 3, we are going to multiply 2m squared n times the first term, 7m. So the first thing I'm going to multiply, 2 times 7 gives me a 14. Now I have an 2m squared here and an m to the first power there, so that's m to the third, and then I bring down my n. Now on my second one, 2 times, and that's a negative 6, gives me negative 12. Now there's an m squared. There's no m's to combine here, so I just bring my m squared down. But I have an n to the first here and n to the first there, so that gives me n squared. And my variable and exponent combinations are not equal, so I cannot combine those. All right, next one, 8x cubed. We're multiplying it. 8x times 2. X gives me 16x to the 4th for the first term. The second term, I am taking 8 times 7 to give me 56. Now my x cubed and my y can't be combined, so I bring them like that, and I am done. So those are the first 4 examples, just a single distributive property. Now on these last 2 examples, we actually have 2 terms in front of the parentheses. So what we are going to do is we are going to distribute the 6x first to the 4x plus 5. Then I'm going to distribute the negative 3. That's my second part. So my positive 6x gets distributed first, then I'm going to distribute a negative 3 on my second one. So my first distributive property, I get 24x squared plus 30x. 6 times 4 is 24. Then we got our x squared. 6x times 5 is 30x. Then I'm going to distribute negative 3. So I get negative 12x minus 15. For those of you that had Mrs. Borden, you might remember this. If you had Mrs. Hyatt or me for Algebra 1, we just call it the distributive property because that's what we're doing. But Mrs. Borden does call it FOIL. So that might ring a bell. But we are distributing the 6x first. Then we distribute the negative 3. And then on this one, the x squared stands alone. So I bring that down, 24x squared. But this 30x minus 12x, since those have the same variable and exponents, we can actually put those together, and 30 minus 12 gives me 18x, and then I bring down my minus 15. Now this here is my final solution. Those cannot be combined because the powers aren't the same. But here the powers were the same. Those are what we call like terms, right? and we can put those together. So we are distributing the 6x first, then I distributed my second term, -3, and then I simplified. So let's do one more like that, and then I will let you guys get started on your assignment. So the first thing, we are going to distribute 7x over to the 2x minus 4. And then I'm going to distribute my -8. All right, so let's follow the rules of our signs. 7 times 7x and 2x give me a 14x squared because there's 2 x's. 7x times -4 is -28x. Now on the third part, -8 times 2x is -16x. Now a -8 and a -4 are going to give me a +32. When I multiply those, two negatives make a positive. Then our last part, we just need to combine those. And so I got 14x squared since these are both negatives. And again, feel free to use your calculator. And if you see here, I have, what is it? -28 minus 16, we get -44. So then we can say that's -44x. And my last part is a +32. Nothing else to be combined, so we are done. Now, obviously, we're going to do a little bit more with this on Thursday. So if you have questions on this, just do your absolute best on the assignment. And we will have the chance to go over questions, and we're going to do more practice on Thursday. So I am available via Google Meet if you have specific questions about these examples, or you just want to see a couple more before you do the assignment. Don't hesitate to jump on that Google Meet. The link is open, and I am available from 9 to 11 in the morning and then from 1 to 3 in the afternoon. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you all on Thursday.